Welcome to Health Coach for Women. Intentional living for more happiness and fulfillment in your everyday life with your host, Marsha Roopchand-Walker. Join Marsha as she shares her own personal wellness journey, as well as stories from our guests that will enlighten and inspire you to move towards better health and happiness. Now, here's your host, Marsha Roopchand-Walker.
Welcome to a brand new episode of Health Coach for Women. I'd like to first wish you all a very happy and prosperous and healthy and abundant new year. Okay, I want to say that first off in 2023. A lot has been going on, right? I'm just wondering, what has been going on with you all? Just happy and excited for the new year, and I hope you are too. I'm excited. I left off doing the last episode, 91. I think it was maybe about 8 months ago, right? I was focusing on my book, and then after that, I just, I was focused on the book. And then when I finished the book, that was it. I just took a break, right? So I just took a break. Sometimes we need a break, and there's nothing wrong with that. So I took a break, and now I'm back, and I'm hoping that you will stay with me on as we go through our journey together, right? And I always like to start out with quotes, right? And so I had a quote that I found. Actually, I heard it on a movie, and I like this quote. And let me see if I can find it. It's a nice quote, and I had it okay, here it is. Where is it? It was here. Okay. So your best future is always right in front of you. Let me say that again. Your best future is always right in front of you. Let's think about that for a moment. All right. Your best future is always right in front of you. Right. So sometimes we don't see things that can be clearly right there, right before us, right? It can be an opportunity. It can be maybe your soulmate, whatever, your future spouse, husband, whatever. It can be just a brand new career. It can be anything, right? But the first thing is that you need to be able to see it. And so today, since we are in this new year of 2023, what I'd like to talk about is basically like us achieving our goals for 2023, right? Whether it's to get healthy, wealthy, spiritually evolve more, right? And grow as a person, to develop, grow and develop, to do all those things, all the things that we desire. Maybe one of your goals this year is to travel more, right? And so that can be a goal as well. Nothing wrong with that. I love to travel. So what can we do to achieve these goals, right? So what do we need to do differently that we did last year or didn't do last year that we need to do this year? So I want to talk about that. Of course, it starts with intention, right? Putting your mind, putting that thought, right, into play, and having the thought of knowing what it is you want to do and how you want to do it. All right. So when you have an idea, right, you want to jot down that idea. I know for me, I love to write down things and have my little task either in a notebook or on my phone. When I don't have my little notebook, I'll use my phone. And what I do that I find is helping me now, because I always use books. But what I use for me now, sometimes I'm in places where I don't always have my little book available. So I have my my notepad, my notebook in my phone, in my iPhone. And I'll write, today's task, today's list. And as I accomplish each task, I check it off. You can put the little check mark. You type in done, and a little check mark coming. Maybe some other short way, but that's the way that I know how to do it. And I do that, and I check it off, and I find myself completing more tasks and getting things done. Right. So I find that when I do that, I get more things done. There's something about jotting it down and just seeing it, right? Seeing it. And then when you're able to complete that task, it's like, okay, check, that's done. Right. So that's something that we need to do, right? Whether we use our journal, our book, or our notepad or a notepad on our phone, whatever it is that we need to use to help us to get to where we're trying to go. That's what we need to do, right? So how can we be more intentional in 2023? How can we be more intentional? Of course, I mentioned thought, right? But what else goes behind the thought? We have to also eliminate those limiting beliefs, right? What limiting beliefs do we have that we still hold on to that we need to let go? In order for things to happen in 2023, we need to let those old beliefs go. So if your goal is this year, I want to lose 10, 20 pounds, whatever, what old belief that you need to let go? Thoughts and words are saying that, oh, I can't lose it because obesity runs in the family. Or, oh, I've tried every diet and I've tried I've tried this and I've tried that and nothing works, right? And so when we speak like that, we're already saying to ourselves in the subconscious that nothing works because we don't believe that nothing can work. So we need to change the way we speak, change the way we speak our words, right? And use more powerful, empowering words, and really believe in yourself. Number one, believe that what you are trying to achieve, what you are working on accomplishing will happen, right? It may not happen the next day or overnight, but if you give it time and you keep believing it and you keep pushing forward and doing the task, doing whatever it is that you need to do to achieve it, it's going to happen, right? And so if your goal is this year, you want to get healthier, right? And it's hard breaking from those old habits, right? It's hard to do that. And hey, I'll be the first one to admit that, hey, sometimes it is hard, right? Well, once you do it over and over and consistently, it just becomes a habit. It becomes pretty much a lifestyle, a way of life. And every now and then you may slip up and you may have something that you didn't want to eat, and don't judge yourself so harshly. So what? You ate a cupcake today. Okay, big deal, right? So as long as you're not doing it every day, because the goal is what are you trying to remember? What is it that you're trying to achieve? You're trying to lose X amount of pounds, whatever. So as we stay focused and setting our intention on what it is that we want, as we setting our intention on those things, we need to focus on it daily. We need to focus on it and not judge yourself harshly when you fall off track. And when that does happen, guess what? Who's going to say anything? Get back on track. That's it. Who is it? And if someone is judging you, who cares? Right? No one here is perfect. It's all about doing better. It's all about getting better so that we can live the life that we want. We can live the life that we want to do, that we deserve, that we're trying to live. And it's just about being a better person. And so let's go into 2023. If you haven't started setting any goals, do that. Write those goals down. Write them down. My husband and I, we already planned and we already set it in motion of what we're doing for this year and even 2024 of where we want to travel, right? So we've already established that. In June, we're going to Disney. I've never been to Disney. We're going to Disney, right? And then in August, we're going to go to Hawaii. I've never been. I love to travel, love to do things. I love to go out and meet different places, even if we take road trips to another state. I love that stuff. And so that's one of the things that I love, right? So that's something that I'm focusing, that one of the things that I'm going to do is do a bit more traveling, even if it's just little road trips, whatever, And so for you, whatever it is that you want to do, right? See it every day. right? Uh, Visualize it, see it every day. Put your intention on it. Set the intention that this is what I'm going to do. This is where I'm going. This is how I'm going to go about it, right? This is what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it. Have a plan in motion. And you know what I noticed? Setting small little tasks help you to achieve the goal that you're trying to achieve. So by setting small little goals, you achieve the small little task, you achieve the goals that you're trying to achieve. And that's something that I do also. So I set these little tasks. I'm like, and boom, for the week, this is what I've accomplished. This is what I've done. This is what I've, oh my gosh, you get happy when you're able to do those things and you're able to accomplish it. And so when you see it and you're writing it down, it does something to the brain, right? It does something to you mentally, and it makes you feel like you are making progress, which you are, which you actually are. So that's what we need to do. We need to put our focus on what it is that we want to do for 2023, whether it's, like I said, whether it's to lose weight, to travel, to get a better job, and if your goal is to maybe become an entrepreneur, what do you need to do? What do you need? What habits do you need to let go of in 2023? That old version of you of procrastination, being inconsistent. And I can tell you the first, sometimes I've been inconsistent. Right? So there's no shame in my game. I am here telling you, listen, I've been inconsistent, right? And so and even for myself, what are some of the things, the old habits that I myself need to drop and to get rid of, right? And so ask yourself, what are the limiting beliefs or habits that you need to drop, you need to lose and bury in order to become the better version of what you are trying to become and achieve this year in 2023. And so now I know we always have these goals and, oh, I want to do this and I want to do that and this and that. And it's something that people say. And then for some people, it fizzles out after a week or after a couple of weeks or even a month or so, right? But what we want to do here, we want to make a change, a shift that is going to be something that's transforming, transformational, that's lasting, where it really serves you in the long run. So take your small little baby steps now, your small little tasks now, and do all the little things that you need to do in order for it to serve you in the long run and to help you to achieve what it is that you're trying to achieve this year. Right. And so, I mentioned for me, I talked about travel because that's one of the things that I like to do. I may not be able to travel all the time. I still have things that I have to work on here at home. So one of the things, we've already even planned a trip for 2024, right? 2 trips that we planned, hopefully, God willing, that we are able to do that, right? To go to Egypt and also to Bora Bora. Right. So we've already said, this is what we want to do. And this is what we're planning for, in 2024. So we're already out there planning for what we want to go because it's something that we both love to do. So I want you to really put in motion, right? And so when you have the thoughts and you have this intention, this idea of whatever it is that you wish to achieve, right? Have the intention and believe it, right? Don't just say it and just to be saying it when, deep down you don't believe it, because you're still holding on to fear. You're still holding on to disbelief, right? Maybe you feel like you don't have the support from family and friends, right? Listen, if your goal is to become an entrepreneur, get used to that, okay? Get used to that, or whatever it is. Or maybe you have an idea to do something that less people are thinking out. Maybe you're an artist, right? You create beautiful art. And maybe some people may say, oh, well, you need to focus on getting a real job. You can look into different things. There's so many things that you can do online now. It's amazing. Maybe you can take your art online, right? and use it as covers for books or whatever, or oh, whatever it is. There's so many things out there. You just have to look. And so when I made that comment or earlier, that quote of your future is what is your future is always right in front of you, something like that, right? Whatever that quote was that I mentioned earlier. It's always right there. You just have to see it. And so that's the point. You just have to see it. And so what we want to do is we want to develop good habits of being more consistent, and also being present. That's important. Being present. We're not worrying about tomorrow, right? We're not worrying about tomorrow. We're not dwelling in the past, nor are we worrying and stressing over tomorrow. We're still being present and grateful, right? That's important. We're still being present and grateful, but we're also happy and excited, looking forward to what is to come. And that's the beauty of it, because there's still hope, right? There's still hope for a better future of the things that you wish to achieve in life. But there are things that you need to do, that you need to step up, and you need to be able to do those things and let go of those old habits. Let go of those old habits. So in the background, I've been learning to do different things, different tech things that I haven't been, that was just not my thing, right? But I was like, I need to know this, because if I have someone who decides that, okay, a part of my team that, that they're not able to do this, or they decided they wanted to move forward, or I had to, move on towards someone else or whatever for different reasons, right? It happens. But I have to be able to do it myself, right? So I have to be able to do little things myself. So that's what I've been learning, different things. And, it's a challenge, right? Some things just aren't that easy and simple, right? Let's just be totally honest here. Some things aren't always that easy and simple, but we do what we need to do, right? We do what we need to do. So that's basically the topic of what I wanted to talk to you about today. I'm actually working on what I've been working on. Well, the book is already done and complete, and you can go on Amazon and check it out. You can just type in my name, Marsha Roopchand-Walker. The title is kind of long, Transcendence. But if you type in my name on Amazon, it'll come right up. Okay, but moving on from that, I'm working on doing a journal, right? And so because I think journals are so helpful, I don't know about for you, but I find journals to be very helpful, right? And so that's what I'm working on putting out there a journal to help us in 2023, to help us get to where we're going. And sure, you can say, oh, I don't need a journal, or I don't need that. I can just have my own regular book. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that, right? But it's something that I want to do because it's what I love. And I think journals are so fun and helpful. And I want to do it because that's part of my goal of what I'm trying to do, right? So that's just my little thing there. But I'm going to kind of wrap up this session today, because this is just since the starting of the new year. This is actually the very first podcast since the new year. And I am working on, like I said, learning how to do a little bit more, behind the scenes, as far as like maybe some editing and things like that. So you'll see some changes eventually coming soon. And I'll do my best to do what I can. If I can't, guess what? I'm just going to go ahead and get someone to do it, because I can only do what I can do. So, hey, I'm not trying to do everything, but it's good to know. It's good to learn. So I want to wrap up this session, this podcast here, by saying, let us focus on being more intentional. Okay, let us focus on being more intentional. If we're going to talk about, if it's food, the things that we need to eat in order to, repair our cellular repair, as far as the mitochondria, we'll be talking about. We'll be talking about a whole host of different topics that can help you on your journey to wellness. Of course, if you're trying to grow spiritually, we can do that here. We're just trying to have a place where, with this podcast, to have a place where you can really learn and benefit from listening to the podcast, that with all of the information and sharing the information that I'll be going over with you, little different things that I'll be talking about. And I really want you to, everything that I'm giving you, I really want you to put it into action, put it into play, right? Because it doesn't serve you. I can tell you a whole bunch of things, but if you don't take action in doing what's the information that someone is sharing with you, it doesn't serve you any purpose. Okay, so that is all I have for you today. I want to save some other things that we want to go over that we'll be talking about. I'll be talking about a lot of different topics, but today I really just wanted to focus more on intentional living, right? And so it's living with intention, because I believe that each and every one of us have a purpose. Each and every one of us, we all have a purpose. The birds, the animals, the trees, they all serve a purpose, whether you see it and realize it or not. We are just part of the whole. And if we can live more intention and have more gratitude and express more love rather than fear, it is something that not only would serve you, but would benefit everyone here, everyone on the planet. And I know I can go off deep into some other things, but I can't help it. That's just who I am. So, there's so much to learn. And if you're willing to really expand and open your mind, open your heart, and really be ready to receive, there's so much that you can have that's waiting for you, but you have to be willing to be open and willing to receive it. So on that note, I'm going to go ahead and end this podcast, today's podcast. I thank you so much. I'm sorry it took me so long. It took me 8 months. I just wanted to take a break, but it took me so long, but I'm back, and I am looking forward to having quite a few more episodes, a whole lot more that we can talk about. All right. So take care, and I will see you next week. Bye for now. Or if you're listening to me on Apple Tunes, you'll hear from me next week. Okay. Bye for now. I'm on various platforms. Check it out. iTunes, what is it? iHeartRadio, whatever. It's a whole bunch. Anyway. All right. Have a good one. Bye-bye. Be safe.
Thank you so much for listening to Health Coach for Women with your host, Marsha Roopchand-Walker. If you've enjoyed this podcast, please be sure to rate, subscribe, and review on your preferred podcast listening platform. We really appreciate that effort. Until next time.